Today we'll be making infinity scarf. We need some materials like silk, which I dyed before the project, matching the color of my wool felting. If you don't have silk, you can use the cheesecloth as well, and you can dye it in the color matching your project. I'll be using some wool felting, 19 microns, very fine wool felting, and maybe using contrast color, some gray, contrasting a little bit of pink tone of my scarf. I'll be also using some fibers to make the surface more interesting. Some pieces of silk from my previous project, which was eco printing, and some silk fibers, which gives very nice shiny surface for your project. Also, we'll be using some organza fabric, which you can find in any fabric store. Some big piece of plastic, which you can make just using garbage bag, opening the sides of the bag. And then we need a little heavier plastic for your pattern, the pattern of your scarf, which is going to be size 17 by 24. We also need gloves, old towel, and plastic lining for shelves with a texture which is going to help your wool to bond better together. Also, we need some dishwashing liquid, water bottle, spray water bottle, empty bottle of water with cover, make some holes on top of it, and vinegar. So now we're going to spray water on your plastic pattern, and we're going to wrap the fabric all around that pattern tightly, trying to connect edges as close as possible. So next step, we will be applying some wool rowing, very gently separating the fibers and making sure each next piece overlapping the previous one, creating strong bond between the fibers and making your scarf stronger. So we will continue like this till the end of your scarf in horizontal direction, all the way up, but leaving the edges of plastic pattern out. So now we're applying a second layer, which is going vertical direction. Again, small pieces of wool rowing overlapping each other, creating strong bond and going all the way vertical, leaving the edges of your plastic pattern out. Next step, I will be applying some yarn, like silk yarn, just a little bit of contrast with the gray color of your scarf. And I'm applying it in vertical directions to one side of the scarf to another. Then I'll place some pieces of silk from my previous eco printing project and very lightly gonna cover it with some silk yarn. Silk yarns work here as a glue, just connecting those pieces to the rest of the scarf. We're gonna place net or organza fabric over your scarf, and we're gonna water it with soapy water. I put like 2-3 squirts of dishwashing liquid soap in a small bottle, so you'll see that the liquid is actually have soap in there, some bubbles. And then we can gently rub that soapy liquid into your scarf. Now we have to gently remove the net or organza fabric off your scarf, making sure that no fibers goes along with your net. And then work the edges, carefully folding them under, making sure you still have plastic pattern sticking out. So now we're going to cover your scarf with a big plastic piece, and very carefully we're going to roll it and turn it to the other side. So now we're going to have the scarf on another side, and we just have a fabric there. We're going to spray it with the water and bring all the loose wool rowing from another side to the front. And we're going to repeat the same action. We're going to just put first layer of your wool rowing going in horizontal directions all the way to the end of the scarf. And again, now going vertical direction, making sure you're overlapping your pieces of wool for better connection, and going all the way up to almost to the edge, leaving the edge of the pattern not covered. And now we're going to place some pieces of silk from my previous eco printing project, and they all cut in free form, and I put them really anywhere I would like to. Again, slightly covering them with silk fibers. and then applying net and rubbing soapy water in, making sure that this water go through the whole entire scarf. After removing your net very carefully, work your surface of your scarf a little bit with just your gloves, and then again move the leftover wool on another side, connecting front and back of your scarf. Now cover other side with the plastic, make a roll, and start gently hitting your scarf against the desk. Unroll it and then maybe fold other way, and just very gently hit your scarf against the table. So now very carefully remove the plastic pattern from inside of your scarf and see it's all connected already. So now again, make very light movement. It's like you airing your scarf. So this can help your wool bond even better. So we're gonna make some scooping movement and just helping to bind all the fibers even better in your scarf at this point. And now another very important movement, working the edges of the scarf, folding them, making them, it reinforce the edges, make them stronger, and gently rubbing the edges against the textured lining. So now we're gonna apply bar of soap on the surface of your scarf, and we're gonna start rubbing it against that textured lining to create better bond of wool in your scarf. Making sure you work out the whole entire surface of your scarf, and maybe turn it inside out and rub it again. So now the bond is very strong, so you can actually have scooping motions and rub your scarf against the surface. Now we're gonna take your scarf and wash it in warm water with a little bit of vinegar in that. And after we dry it, we put it on the towel. And we're gonna roll it and try to dry and take the excess of water out. And gently squeeze it and keep rolling it, drying your scarf. And switch the direction and make it roll going other direction. Again, trying to scoop any extra water out of your scarf. And let it dry. And hopefully by next day or the same day later, you would have your beautiful scarf. Enjoy it.